Allison, you said it, just under 40,000 people inside Soldier Field as I speak, but this event very different from other massive events held by the city. Yeah, Michelle, you're exactly right. We did have that brief hiatus in mask wearing, but a rising number of cases in the city, and of course that highly contagious Delta variant means masks are back for anyone over the age of 2, and that's regardless of if you are vaccinated. So a lot of positives and certainly a lot of hope surrounding this team. And look, I even talked to a Cubs fan tonight inside that bar, and he said, I'm behind the Sox. Let's all get behind them and give the city something to celebrate. Stephen, we have watched people walk around Wrigleyville all night, almost with that feeling of, is this real? Is opening day actually happening? Well, it is, but it will be a much different experience for all of us. Allison, the city is accusing both companies of dishonesty, deception, and the list goes on. Some of these allegations really coming to light just in the last year as more people relied on delivery services during this pandemic.
It's obviously going to be a little bit different this year, right?
Super different. Because of the virus, you can't have 800 people in a room. So we're doing it virtual. And we're all dancing at different landmarks around the city. So I'm outside the zoo, which is kind of cool. We've got the skyline in the background.
Well, Allison, I'm about a block down from where this accident happened. To give you some perspective, we are on Deerfield Road, right outside the Briarwood Country Club, and I'm going to step away so you can see just how active the scene still is more than 3 hours after this accident. Now, early reports tonight indicate it is a teenager that is the victim of this hit and run. That person was crossing near Deerfield Road and Beverly Place. This video we have shows you that corner shortly after it happened. You can see some items there left in the crosswalk. Police saying that driver was heading westbound and then took off on Deerfield Road. They are looking for that driver tonight. Police also here working to reconstruct this accident using a drone to do so, hoping to give detectives a better idea of exactly what happened. As soon as I got to this scene, I went up to police officers trying to confirm the age of this victim and get an updated condition. They are not giving any of that information out tonight, but tell me we should receive more information, new information, in the coming hours. For now, we're live in Deerfield. LEXI SUTTER, NBC5 News.
NBC5's LEXI SUTTER on the story for us. She's live with much more. LEXI?
Allison, punching a ticket to the postseason is so much bigger than winning a game. It really means a boost in business and a boost in morale, especially here on the South Side.
If the Sox do good, we do good.
That's the saying here at Shinnick's Pub, making this clinch some good news for the Bridgeport Bar.
The Chicago White Sox are winners.
You can feel the excitement brewing. Bartender Jenna Duddleston's family has owned the pub since the 30s.
There we go.
Where memories hang on the walls from previous Sox seasons, most notably that 2005 World Series run.
The fact that they're finally getting the national recognition, I know as a Sox fan my whole life, makes me so happy.
The Sox securing this year's postseason play means a boost in business.
It's nice to see people come back. We've gotten overflow of people that can't make it into the parking lots, so then they come here.
And there's also a feeling that comes with fall baseball, a welcome distraction from the real world, offering a certain sense of unity, something sports can provide.
I know it'd be great for the city, especially great for the neighborhood. Living all of a few blocks from the stadium, it'd be a good time. It'd be real fun.
If this can bring people and unite people, especially unite the South Side in a way that I don't think has been united in a really long time, I hope it's something that brings people forward and brings us together.
A lot of positives and certainly a lot of hope surrounding this team. And look, I even talked to a Cubs fan tonight inside that bar, and he said, I'm behind the Sox. Let's all get behind them and give the city something to celebrate. We're live outside Guaranteed Rate Field tonight. LEXI SUTTER, NBC5 News.
Nothing like sports to bring us all together. Thank you.
Listen, after spending the afternoon talking to people, I can tell you most don't like it, but they understand why an extension was made. Illinoisans are feeling an array of emotions.
Disappointing. I think it's getting harder and harder as each week passes to stay at home and to not have a regular work schedule.
I'm going to work every day, so I'm not bummed.
I feel sad. I feel like it's going to be rough. You know, it's going to be hard for me.
Governor J.B. Pritzker announced this afternoon a much longer stay-at-home order than originally expected. The April 30th end date no longer stands, instead pushed back to May 30th. Most people we spoke with in the Loop don't like the change, but understand why.
I mean, it's tough. It's definitely not easy to not be able to go anywhere and do the things that you normally do, see the people you normally see. But again, it's like you weigh that against the cost, the potential cost to other people's lives, and it's just, to me, it's like nothing that I needed to like be out and doing is gonna outweigh keeping people safe.
I understand where they're coming from. I got grandparents that are old. I don't want them being affected by this virus.
For the many lucky enough to be healthy, the fight against the coronavirus remains a mental battle.
I'm more than happy to stay home if it means keeping people safe and saving lives.
So when you're stuck at home every single day and not having any normal human reaction that you're used to, I think it's depressing. And I think it's really hard for the kids, for adults, and especially for people that live alone.
No, the situation has been really tough on a lot of us. I want to remind you of a state program that's free. Call for Calm. You can text a mental health professional and get some help right away. All that information on our website at NBCChicago.com. We're live in the loop. Lexi Sutter, NBC 5 News. In the first few months following Alyssa Bergamini's COVID diagnosis, she suffered from anosmia, meaning she couldn't taste or smell anything. But now that condition has transformed into parosmia, meaning her smell is distorted.
It could be like spoiled milk. Also, if you have meat that you maybe left out, a little bit of rotten meat, hot garbage on a hot day.
Referred to as COVID smell by the tens of thousands of lives impacted, Alyssa is not the only one living with this lingering and rather unpleasant result of the virus.
It has truly impacted just my lifestyle. So I figured out that food that is the most bland, that's okay for me. But again, there's not really a good taste. When I find something I like, I will be having that for days.
Doctors locally are seeing a handful of patients, and the suggested treatment is called olfactory training. Think physical therapy, but for your senses.
It's pretty simple. You expose yourself to certain strong scents, something like essential oils or aromatherapy for common things, something like orange or rose or cinnamon. And you spend 30, 45 seconds smelling this and imagining the smell.
Unfortunately, experts say the only true fix is time. But Alyssa says the side effect isn't just uncomfortable or inconvenient, but can be dangerous.
I find like the most disturbing as well as if there's like a fire, I have no idea. When people walk down the street and they are smoking cigarettes, it obviously smells awful, but that's the same smell as I'm smelling coffee.
Lexi Sutter, NBC 5 News.
Guys, Lexi Sutter joins us now live from Haymarket with more. Lexi.
Hey, good evening. There is a celebration happening behind me here inside Haymarket Pub and Brewery, and it is for this beer. It's a new craft beer called Harold's 83 Honey Ale. This beer is all about Chicago, carrying a message that really is so much more important than a drink.
Harold's 83 Honey Ale is more than a craft beer. It is the passion, mission, and the dream of two black men.
We have recognized that there are urban people that into craft beer, but there is no place to buy it or to really drink it on the south side of Chicago.
Now Sam Ross and Jay Westbrook are changing that. The recipe's name is a nod to Chicago's first black mayor, Harold Washington, and its honey flavor is also local, harvested from beehives in the North Lawndale neighborhood.
I felt like there was a narrative there that we could use to, partner with our own mission and make this whole thing pop.
The product is popping, and it's only day one. I spoke with the first black brewer in Texas, also passionate about breaking through the barriers that come with an overwhelmingly white industry.
Out of 8,500 breweries, there's less than, I think, 70 black-owned or even of minority ownership. So, that says a lot about how things need to change within the industry.
Marcus Baskerville of Weathered Souls Brewing in San Antonio believes marketing is partially to blame and that the black community has largely been left out of the craft beer conversation.
The brewing industry does have the potential to be inclusive. It's just a matter of creating equality within that to create a welcoming experience for individuals.
Harold's 83 Honey Ale is made inside Haymarket Pub and Brewery, a West Loop business that stands for inclusivity.
It's always going to be a work in progress. We have a lot of work to do, and it will take all of us to come together and collaborate and talk about it, and to work towards more access to opportunities within an industry that it has been predominantly white and male.
Ross and Westbrook are the living proof and hope to inspire others. Their beer's tagline, when you don't have a seat at the table, you create your own.
Use my story, give yourself hope, and get after it.
Pretty cool stuff, you guys. Now, of course, this beer available here at Haymarket. The guys are expanding to several other parts of the city as well. They tell me tonight they are just soaking this in. And I can tell you from talking to them, this is just the start. We're live in West Loop tonight. Lexi Sutter, NBC5 News.
Impressive and important backstory. We'll have to give it a try. Thanks, Lexi.